Triple EDC here, back again with another knife video. This is the Spyderco Kapara. I did not do an unboxing on this. When I got this from the post office, I immediately ripped it open. I wanted to get to the knife right away and start using it, so there will not be an unboxing. This is more of a first impressions, and I think what I'm going to say is a little bit different than what some of the other people have said online about it, but some of it will echo what other people have said as well. Now, I apologize, I know you can see shadows. I apologize for the lighting. We're going to have to do things a little bit differently here just because of where I am and where the setup is. But we'll go ahead and do it anyway. So, like I said, Spyderco Kapara. So, first impressions, the carbon fiber on this is exquisite. This is amazing carbon fiber. This might be the best carbon fiber I've ever seen out of Spyderco, and that includes the Sprint Run Shaman that I have. This carbon fiber is excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. And also the fit and finish is perfect. I mean, it's completely flush, the backspacer and everything else. Everything is just perfectly done. Centering is good. Lockup is good. Like a bank vault, very tight. It's just all around fit and finish is excellent. The pocket clip. Now, I have one other knife with a pocket clip, the Little Native, the Sanix Little Native. I'm starting with the wire pocket clip, I should say. And until this particular knife, I have not really seen what everyone raves so much about the wire clip for. The wire clip on the St. Nick's, I guess, is coated. It also is against the very grippy G10. So it doesn't come out of the pocket as easy as it should, but this one is so easy. It feels like it's almost on pairings. It glides right in the pocket, right out of the pocket, has just the right amount of retention. It's really fantastic. I like the pivots here. It reminds me a little bit of Microtech's hardware, but obviously this is Spyderco's and those are Torx, but I really, really enjoy that. The steel on this is S30V, which I think is great. I mean, I know people sort of give S30V a bad rep. I've talked a little bit about this in the past. To me, this is a very premium steel, and I think anyone who doesn't agree, look, everyone's entitled to their opinions, but at once this was the pinnacle of steel, so for knife steel, and I believe it's still extremely strong. Even though things have gotten better, they've really only gotten incrementally better. I really love M390 and 20CV, and you know, people who've watched my channel know that I love M4. So, look, despite that, S30V is an excellent steel. Would I prefer that they used a different one? Yeah, I mean, this is a kitchen tool. It would have been nice if they used LC200N, which is a steel that I haven't really gotten to use. I would have loved to get it to use it on this knife, but I obviously hear great things about it, and it's very, very corrosion resistant. This, in and of itself, though, is pretty corrosion resistant. It does hold an edge for a while, and it still is an excellent steel. The ergonomics on this are interesting. So when I first pulled this out of the box, I did not like the ergonomics on this. It felt awkward in the hand. I know people have talked about how great the ergonomics are, but it really did feel a little bit awkward in the hand. As I've gotten used to it, it does feel ergonomically good now for the most part, but it's still not perfect. One of the big knocks on it I have as far as ergonomics is that when you close it, you really feel like there should be more here. This doesn't necessarily feel like it's locking your hand in so much as it's missing space in between the palm of your hand and the knuckle of your finger. So that's one of the knocks on it. Also, there's no jimping up here. I know that was an intentional choice because if this was going to be used in the kitchen, they didn't want places where food could catch or other things like that. But, you know, if they were going to do it that way, they should have also picked a steel that's more of like a kitchen type steel. So I do think this could have benefited from a little bit of jimping. That said, it still locks in really fine, and I think the tip on this is the type of shape where if you need to do a piercing stab on this to get into certain types of materials, you can do that just fine. There's enough of the choil acts as enough of a finger guard here to do that. Obviously, this is not something I would necessarily use for self-defense because of the fact that it's smooth carbon fiber, the handle shape, and the fact that your fingers could ride up on the blade. Not that I'm advocating knives for self-defense, but it's just something to keep in mind. This is really more of an EDC style knife or a kitchen prep knife. What else? Oh, the compression lock here is great, and the CQI, the constant quality improvement, did a good job of improving the action so that it's fall shut. But the compression lock is, I've had several knives with compression locks of varying strengths, or varying amounts of tension. The tension on this compression lock is actually quite high, and the cutout for your finger to go in is quite small. Now you put those two together, and what ends up happening is that you're only able to get the tip of your finger in, and so the tip of your finger is constantly pressing on a high tension compression lock, or at least this one's high tension. I don't know if all of them are. And you end up getting, the mark in your finger over time from pushing in the compression lock. Now, it is not pleasant. It's not overly painful, but it's the type of thing where if you do it over and over and you're flicking your knife and you always close it with the same finger, I'm really not going to be shocked if I wake up tomorrow and I'm going to have bruising on the tip of my finger. So just something to keep in mind. The red on the back spacer obviously is, well, this is an Alistair Phillips design. I haven't mentioned that yet. This isn't really a full review, so I don't know if I really need to go into it, but this is a really nice shade of red. I know you can get, Alistair Phillips sells on his customs a much redder red than this red, and it fits this. So some people have been ordering it. I know Zach from Zach Stuff did it. You can watch his channel and see that he has the more red back spacer. This is more of a maroon or burgundy. So it's just something to keep in mind as well. But I like this color. I'm very happy with it, and I think it offsets the knife very well. But it's based on the, I think Kapara is a type of redback spider or something in Australia or New Zealand, wherever Mr. Phillips is located. I think he's located in Australia. And the redback, this is an homage to the redback spider called the Kapara. Now, the blade shape is interesting. It has a little bit of flat here and then just barely curves up, while also having, the cutout down here. It's a very interesting shaped blade. So far, I've found that it actually is pretty good. It cuts through cardboard like a laser, so I'm assuming it's pretty thin behind the edge. I haven't really compared it to any of my other knives yet, and I don't have calipers, so just something to keep in mind. But those are pretty much my first impressions of this. This is fidget friendly. It does Spidey flick very well, and you can swing the blade back. Now, I will say, because the tension is high, if you let go and you let it drop, but you don't let it drop all the way, there you go, it's going to stop right here, okay? But if you hold it all the way down, meaning if you hold the liner lock against the scale all the way, it just falls right down. So it's something to be aware of, which means that the blade is, the tension on the compression lock is high enough that if you let go too soon, it'll stop the blade from falling. See if I can do that. Yeah, see right there. So again, don't let it go of it too soon. It is fall shut. I think the constant quality improvement, one other thing I'll note, the constant quality improvement that they did on here was they essentially replaced a regular pivot that goes through the blade, and I believe they replaced it with some sort of bushing, which allowed the rotation to be easier and less friction on the knife when you're holding the compression lock. So I'm very happy with this. I've never held the first generation Kaparas, but this constant quality improvement version is really, really nice. This probably is going to be a knife that sticks around. I'm going to give it a go carrying it and see whether it's something that I like and that I want it to stick around. I assume that it will. I really enjoy my 940s. This reminds me of the profile of the 940, even though it feels like it's probably longer. Again, I don't have those other knives in front of me, but I believe this is probably longer than the 940, but I think it'll stick around. In any event, go ahead and leave a comment on the video and subscribe to the channel, please. If you hit the notification bell, you'll get all the updates when I release videos, and I definitely would appreciate it, as I'm, again, trying to grow the channel. Have a great night, and if you have any questions or comments, definitely leave them below. Thanks for watching. Bye.